and welcome back to Aubrey Books and Coffee. Please grab your favorite beverage of choice and join me. We are going to be reviewing April's reads. Woo! This year is just trucking along like that. That being said, in case you didn't notice from the title of this video, and I'm sorry, my cats are making noises in the background as always. This was my least amount of books that I've read in a month, I think, ever. I do. Off the top of my head, I'm not remembering every single, amount from last year or the year before that, but pretty sure this is the lowest ever, and that's because of Apollycon. It was so much fun. If you haven't seen that video, it dropped last Sunday. Make sure you go check that out. Oh my gosh, so much fun getting to finally meet Kim from Whimsical Narratives, finally meeting Vanessa from Reading with Dr. B, and meeting for the first time Bree from the Booktrovert. I'll make sure to link all of them below, so make sure you check them out and give them some love, because as amazing as they seem online, even better in person. These are real people. They're not putting on a facade just for the, social media of it all. They are exactly how they seem, but even better and warmer in person, and so much fun. But we had an absolute blast. But because of that, I lost about 10 days in the month. So naturally, I ended up only getting 14 books done. So let's go over some stats. Those 14 books broke down to 5,449 pages. I ended up giving out 4 3-stars, 4 4-stars, which is pretty good, and 5 5-stars. I know! I'm so excited. This gave me an average rating of 4.1. So it's got me thinking, because while it's the lowest amount of books I've read in a month ever since I've had a BookTube channel, it's also, I think, the highest that I've ever rated books. So, And there was one, of course, not rated because it was a DNF. And so we will, of course, talk about that one as well. For genres, no surprise, fantasy was still the highest, the next highest being the YA and mystery and even a literary fiction, because I'm in all of those book clubs. The format, again, no surprise, mostly audiobook, of course, but I did end up doing several ebooks, so I was proud of that. And for where I got these amazing books, I ended up getting the majority of them from Libby. This time it pushed Hoopla out of the way, and Libby ended up being the best place for me to borrow books. And I did have a couple of NetGalleys. So there you go. My shortest book was House of War and Bone for 272 pages. My biggest book for the month, of course, was The Mask of Mirrors at 630 pages. It was a whopper. And of course, both of those are also going to be in a vlog you'll see pretty soon. So without further ado, let's get reviewing. First, I finished a NetGalley arc of Overgrowth by Mira Grant. I thought it was phenomenal. I gave this 5 stars. It was so much fun. It was very alien-esque. It's kind of like what happens if, somebody says that they are an alien that was sent ahead of the Armada. And of course, nobody's going to believe her because that's just weird, right? So it's very interesting, though. The whole dynamic that Mira Grant does in this to keep you guessing, is it true? Is it not true? And then the friendships and the life that this girl's created. Do they believe her? Do they not believe her? What happens if it is true? I mean, it's just, and then everything that happens with that. It is so good, though. I had such a good time with it. I think you would too. Highly recommend you guys pick this up, especially if you like Into the Drowning Deep or any of the other strange but awesome, kind of spooky, kind of wonderful books that Mira Grant does. Highly recommend. Then I finished Killer Instinct. This I gave 4 stars. This is book 2 in the Natural series. I was not let down, but there were some things happening in here that it talked a little bit about what happened in the previous book, but has really set the stage for the next book. So I am 100% continuing this series and absolutely love it and recommend it. It is a YA series. So if you're looking for something kind of mystery and edge of your seat and YA, highly recommend this one. Then I finished The Maid's Secret. I ended up buddy reading this NetGalley arc with another friend of our channel, Aquiller, and I had such a good time. I love Molly the Maid, you know that. I have all the Maid books right here, including that sweet little Christmas novella one we did for book club last year. did not disappoint. I love Molly. I love the cast of characters. There's a bit of a theft mystery going on. I will say I did call what was going to happen. Now, I didn't know exactly who had done the theft mystery, because there were a couple people. You'll know what I mean when you're reading it, but I'm just going to say I was right. I did see it coming. But what I didn't see coming was the background of her grant. We get to finally see her background and where she came from. It was surprising. It was wonderful. It was detailed. It was heart-wrenching. It was beautiful. And I just love Nita Pro's writing style so much. And so if you've enjoyed any in those that series, highly recommend you pick this one up. Then I finished Long Live. Now, this one I've never read from this author before. This was that beautiful duology that I got in a book box. Forever Rain is the next one. I will be continuing it. I gave it a 3-star though. I enjoyed the idea of bloodlines and magic that you can have in those bloodlines, including the ability to kind of protect your mind. Think like Twilight and what Bella was able to do to protect herself from anybody attacking her mind and using their abilities on her, mixed with elementals and then the romance that can come from that. I gave it a 3-star because I'm starting to really enjoy a ship that was happening, and then all of a sudden we're being redirected randomly to somebody else. And it just, I don't know, for me, it felt kind of abrupt. It didn't feel like it really should be happening like that. It didn't feel very natural to me. So for that, I gave it a 3-star. Hopefully the next one will actually make it better and I'll enjoy it a little more. Either way, pretty sure this gorgeous edition will end up being up for grabs at our next drawing. Then I ended up finishing House of War and Bone. This is book 2 in that series of The Gilded City. It was so good. I gave it 5 stars, loved it even more than the first one, and I liked the first one a lot. Another YA series. This is why there were so many YAs that I read this month. Highly recommend picking it up if you just want a popcorn kind of read. It's real fast, it's easy, it's quick. There's fantasy, there's angst, there's magic abilities, there's darkness and how to deal with this darkness and things of that nature. So it was actually very enjoyable, and I cannot wait to continue the series with the next one. Then I finished Water Moon. This was the book club pick for my book club. I ended up giving it 3 stars. It's fantasy, and the writing in places is absolutely gorgeous. But then it would kind of go off the rails. You know, I'm not a huge travel girly, and it just seemed like we were constantly hopping into new worlds or new timelines or new planes of existence or whatever the case. And while it was cool in the beginning, it got really repetitive to me and kind of old, and I got to where I didn't care. Like, I didn't care how cool it sounded whenever the author was describing it. I just wanted it to be over, and I got to where I wasn't really caring about the characters or the romance involved at the end either because of that or any of the revelations. So I feel bad about that, but that's me. That's a me thing. A lot of people absolutely love this book. Then I finished book 2 in the library trilogy by Mark Lawrence, The Book That Broke the World. And I ended up giving this 4 stars. It was very enjoyable. This one, compared to the very first one, was way more complex. There was a whole lot more going on. There were times I got a little lost. I'm not even going to lie, but I powered through like I usually do in any kind of high fantasy, and I still ended up having a really good time. And I knew enough of what was going on to really enjoy the revelations that we got and the build up for the third and last book, which I ended up getting as a GoodReads arc. So I'm excited to read that next month and hopefully review it for you guys. Then I finished Rebel Witch. This, of course, is book 2 in the series. It follows Heartless Hunter or The Crimson Moth, depending on where you purchased it. It had different titles. It did not let down. It was really, really good. A lot more action happening, a lot more reveals happening, and still a setup for that third book. So I'm excited, and I'm 100% going to be continuing it. And I wish I could tell you more, but it would 100% give away what happens in the first book or doesn't happen in the first book, and I don't want to do that. So just suffice to say, when you finish the first one, everything you're hoping the second one will address, it does. So, and more. So prepare yourself for that. Then I ended up finishing Mystery Royale. This is a new YA. It's part of a vlog that I'm doing with the library. It was kind of Clue meets Knives Out, but for YA and magic involved. And so I thought it was really cute. I had a really good time. I gave it 3 stars. Would have given it a higher rating, but again, towards the tail end, it felt like we should already be having the wrap up according to the pacing that we had been doing all along. And instead, it was dragged out a little more. I don't know if it was a page count situation or if in editing, the editor said there were some holes you didn't quite fill in and give the readers. And so then the author went back and wrote padding to do that. I'm not sure exactly what happened, but it definitely did not have the same pacing at the end as it did in the beginning and even the middle. And so that's where it kind of lost me. And that's why I got the 3-star, but it was still very enjoyable the whole time. Highly recommend. Then I finished The Mask of Mirrors. I gave this 5 stars. It is my book for the month because as much as I love The Maid's Secret, this one just blew me away. It is a high fantasy, but it is so, so good. I'm doing a broken binding vlog, of course, so you'll see more details, but it kind of reminded me of a high fantasy Six of Crows. So instead of YA, it's definitely adult. But it was so good. And there were even moments that reminded me a lot of the Crimson Moth and the Scarlet Pimpernel and stuff like that. It had those vibes as well. And it was just such an enjoyable read. I had such a good time. Cannot wait to pick up book 2 and continue this series as well. Then I finished Gold Spun. This I gave 3 stars. There's book 2 I'm still going to read because it did kind of set up pretty good at the end. It wasn't as good as I was hoping, though. It is a Rapunzel kind of retelling. And I liked how, I'm trying to think of how to say this without giving anything away, how instead of Rapunzel just being a straight up bad guy, how you actually feel bad for this fae and the abuse that's happened to this poor fae. And so I'm excited to see where book 2 is going to go with this. I think I know where they're going to go with it, but it's YA, it's fantasy. It was an easy read. I did have a good time. I'm hoping book 2 will blow me away just a little bit more. Then I finished Blood and Steel. This is my next 5-star. Absolutely had a great time with this. It was wonderful. This is book 1 in that, I think it's something Thesmar series. But essentially it was really, really good. I did it because Moonlight Box that I have a subscription for, we're doing beautiful editions of it. So I wanted to hurry up and read it to see if it was a 5-star. So I didn't miss out on the beautiful editions because when people go to resell it on Pango, of course they up the price. And so I was really, really hoping to get it before that. I'm glad I did because it was so good. The premise is basically you have a girl who wants the only thing she wants in her whole life is to be a warrior, right? And to help, be a shield for the crown and stuff like that. But women aren't allowed to be warriors because there was this evil prophecy that was said eons ago that said if a woman takes up arms, then it's going to be the end of the world. Okay. So basically no women are allowed to train. Well, she finds a way around it and I'm not going to ruin that for you. And so basically the king says, it's okay, you can actually train. And naturally, she's the only woman. And so in the barracks and stuff, all the guys are giving her a hard time and they're ragging on her. Any kind of test that they have to go through and overcome, of course, they're trying to make it harder on her. And she's trying to overcome all of this. Meanwhile, of course, there is a bit of a romance that blooms. And of course, it's with someone named Wilder. And he is just a heartthrob and a half. I'm here to tell you, he's lone wolf. He needs nobody, but I think he needs her. So it is so good. It is so good. I had such a good time. I am 100% going to be continuing the series. And heck yeah, I did go ahead and order that special edition before my no spin summer happens. So be looking for that unboxing when it comes in. Then I finished Half-Blood. I gave this 3 stars. I love me a Jennifer Armentrout book. Of course, I needed to start a new series, but it was a good time. I've heard this being compared to Vampire Academy, but instead of vampires, it's a situation of gods who breed with mortals. And so you have these half gods, half mortals. And I can see the comparisons. I can see how there's a lot of the same kind of premise. Actually feels very, very similar, but I still feel like Jennifer Armentrout put her own spin on it. So I'm not mad at it. I did have a good time, but there was a lot of information that was being dumped on you in the very beginning. After I read it, I saw there was a 0.5. So maybe it's better if you read that first because it feels like you're kind of coming in mid-episode otherwise. I didn't know there was one. So I may go back and read that to kind of see if it helps fill in those gaps a little bit. But I did have a good time overall and was not mad at it. And I would recommend it. This is, of course, a YA series as well. And then if you're calculating it, that only brings us to 13 because, of course, I had that DNF. So my one DNF for the month was Honor. And I hate to say it because this is now the second time in a row I have DNF'd a library book club pick. I just didn't like the writing style is what it comes down to. That's a me thing. I mean, this book, a lot of people love it. Some people were similar to me and didn't like the writing style. So it's either for you or it's not for you. You'll have to decide that, obviously. I just thought it was kind of boring. I got 50 pages into it, and she had arrived in India, and she was trying to get together with her family. And like, we were hearing all about the airport security. We were hearing all about the taxi cab not having air conditioning. We were hearing all about these other things that I just didn't care about. And yeah, just the style itself felt very dry to me. It just didn't pull me in at all. And it could be because I'm a fantasy girly and that's what I really want. But regardless, yeah, unfortunately, it was my DNF of the month. So that's all I have for you guys for today. Short and sweet and to the point. I do hope you go and look at that Apollycon video, because I also give some tips and tricks in case you want to try to go. May the odds be in our favor. Come June, the tickets are going to be up for sale for 2026, and you never know who's going to get one and who's not. So hopefully all of us will, and we can see each other again, and it become a fun annual thing if we can afford it. But yeah, thank you guys. Let me know what your favorite book was for the month. And don't forget, tomorrow I'll be dropping the TBR game. It should be a lot of fun. A little bit of chaos as always. Plus, Lexi's going to be doing her Escape the Readathon. So make sure you go check that out. I'll be mentioning it in tomorrow's video with links if you want to wait for that. But take care, guys. Please like, subscribe, send your friends, and I'll see you next time.